Hi everybody, Arthur Sue Thomas here. Today I want to talk about what makes an ex an ex. What is an ex? Something who was, something that happened in the past, a reason not to go back perhaps in some cases, something to perhaps avoid unless you have attachments such as children. You have no reason not to be in touch with them. At any rate, an ex is an ex, something or someone you're not with anymore. That's what it means to me. In my case, I was divorced, so I had an ex, and my husband at the time was also divorced, and he had an ex as well. As a matter of fact, that's one of the reasons he used to tell me that's something we have in common and that we've been there, so we know what to do in the future or what not to do. So I want to talk to you of how the demise of my marriage plummeted. But first, I'm going to give you background of, because my husband shared custody of his children with his ex-wife, it was a reason for them to be in contact with one another, as he appeared to be an involved dad. And I knew, and I even commented how it was great of him to still be in his children's lives. So this person would manipulate her children to, oh, can mommy do this? Can mommy come? Or can mommy do this and whatever? And I figured if she was going to be in our lives and her children were going to be in our lives, that I was going to make it cordial on my part. I don't know if that was a mistake or if it wasn't, and I didn't know that there was still resentment on her part or still feeling catchy on her part. So anyway, she did not make it easy for me. I think she tried in numerous ways to try to get me to not proceed with the relationship. But yet again, I said, I'm very confident in myself. I'm not going to even bother. It's about the children and him. He was involved in their schools. He was a good dad, in my opinion. So this woman, I can tell you straight up, did not like me. And she did not like the fact that her children liked me. But who cares? It was about me and him. Even the child that she had, the third child that she had for someone else, he cared for. So to me, that was just a giving man, that I thought. Naivete? Of course I was naive. At any rate, I was very involved in her children's lives, so much so they were on my insurance at work. So that goes to show you they were at my house and blah, 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 so on and so forth. But I'm going to talk to you, now that you have a feel for her. We've had even one argument, I have to say, we had where she would, even after we were married, she would drop her laundry in our neighborhood cleaners, and expect him to pay for it just to get to me. And that's a whole other story that I didn't even know about until after the fact, that I thought it was his, so I picked it up. But that's another story. I want to really hone in on the night I found out that my ex-husband had two families, or I should say my then husband had two families. And it was from the ex-wife. Now, not everyone means you well, right? And I know this. And I got a call. She had been blocked because of numerous shenanigans. I didn't want to speak with her. I blocked her because I've had enough. So she found a way to reach out to me through a third party, through a conference call. She connected and she was like, she wants to speak with you. Can I? Whatever. By all means, let her, because I couldn't wait to hear what she had to say this time. Lo and behold, she proceeded to tell me, oh, I need to talk to you, and you're a woman, I'm a woman, I think you should know that your husband has a 2-year-old. Okay. I'm still listening, because the shoe had already dropped when I heard a 2-year-old, because in my mind, I was like, is she for real? Is it another way to get me? Did she want me to just drop dead from dropping that ball? I don't know what her motives were at the time. So where there's a 2-year-old, there had to be at least one time screw or an affair. I didn't know which at the time. So I listened, and she said blah blah blah. She said, did you know? And I said no, and blah blah blah. It went on, and I told her thank you. You know how you could cut, I don't know, the air was just so stiff out of me, but it felt like over the phone that she was waiting for either a thump or from the shock or something. But I just said thank you very much and whatever. Now, after I let the digits, I called them, who I was supposed to call, and found out that this was true, blah blah blah. The first thing I did was put everything into the garage so that when he came home, he would find and just leave, because I was done, because this was true. This was not her shenanigans, the ex-wife shenanigans. This was not a lie. The person who connected us, she knew, and they've been known, and these were part of my friends. They've known, but no one had the guts or to hint or tell me, or they were just laughing behind my back. I don't care anymore. It doesn't matter. No one told me, but she had this ex-wife, to me, was a hero, because who knows what could have come from me continuously not knowing, because this affair, I will learn, has been going on for years. At any rate, once I found out and we had it out in the garage, I held my composure. I knew he had to go. I knew it was over. You may ask, how did I know it was over? Well, when you're in a relationship with your husband, it's complete for you, right? You can talk about anything. And one of the things that I've spoken about, even from the very beginning, do you have anyone? Are you married? And whatever. I don't believe in cheating, and he knew that, which is probably why he wanted to keep everything secretive. I'm going to go out shortly just for a little bit. I'm going to add a little touch up in this. One of the reasons, and I asked him years ago about cheating and faithfulness and whatever, because we had discussions with this church. And I remember in November when we went to that wedding, I said to him again about, faithfulness and cheating, whatever. And he said to me, don't put these horrible thoughts in my head, all innocent, but it would be my fault to have him entertain such a nonsense that he's been doing all along. So enough was enough for me. You played me enough. So I knew I didn't want any more of that. So after all of that was done, I felt like somebody took a hammer and I was a piece of glass and it shattered into a billion pieces. I think it was the next day she texted me. We were talking via text. And apparently, he had a conversation with his ex-wife. Because she told me, she said, I didn't tell you to leave him. And I'm telling you, this is when the light bulb rang or started to ring a little bit in my head that, wait a minute, you didn't tell me to leave him, so I was supposed to maybe stay and get rid of the side piece for you, and then it would just be us? Really? So I'm listening, and she's sending pictures of this child, and she's sending pictures. Do you think this is the side piece? Like various women. So that tells me right off that we were both involved with a dog. At any rate, once she kept sending me, and finally I said to her exactly what I just told you, and she was like, I swear. I said, are you effing him? And she says, on my children's lives, she swears. Okay, I've got a bridge to sell anybody who believes that, because the intent was so clear that my job was to get rid of the side piece. I am going to let you listen to a snippet, and then we'll have a conversation.
I also find the ex-wife a non-factor. She was just that, an ex-wife who cheated on him. And she just happened to have 2 children with him, so move on. There is a reason why people become exes. The reason is that it did not work out. I can say that I am grateful to her for telling me of his infidelity, even though her motives were questionable at best. You, as an ex-wife, need to know that you are just a baby mama, not a wife. You had children together, and that is all. We were an extended family, not sister wives. Any normal parent would have been appreciative of how I treated her children, including her outside child. Not her, though. She uses their children as an excuse to remain active and engaged in her ex-husband's life. For an ex-wife to be willing to accept being a potty while living with his friend or while between boyfriends is unconscionably filthy. You are wrong on all fronts. What would I say to her? You were angry that my husband had someone else besides you. Granted, I benefit from you telling me, and for that I am grateful. Let's be clear. You were never my friend. You felt he was cheating on us. You were not trying to help me. You told me about this side piece so that I could make him leave her. Girl, he was not cheating on you. You are an ex-wife. He cheated on me. Just know that you are a non-factor.
Well, as I said, it may take me a minute to figure things out, but I did figure it out. Um, I tried my best to, the best way I can put it is to have a peaceful family outing. She had her partners at different times, and I had him, but she would always, you know, be lingering around, just that was her way. And this is why ultimately, after, remember a few episodes back in the snippets, she was one of the ones that told me to go sit my old ass down after the laundry escapade. So that was why I had, I guess, locked her out of my phone so that she had to go through a third party to call me. Anyway, when I went to premarital counseling at our church with my ex-husband, one of the things that Pastor had told me was, you have to know that his children don't like you. And I was like, what do you mean? He says, what child would want to see their parents together? So any sneaking around in the morning when they go pick up or any whatever, even her mother left because of that crap. I guess you find out, hindsight is 2020, that there were still shenanigans. And of course his mother knew as well, and she was the mother of her grandchildren. So I try to get all that as a parent, but there was too much going on underneath my nose without my realizing. My complimenting him on top of that irks me, because I really thought you were a serious older gentleman, even though I'm 12 years older than you, and maybe 18 years. I mean, someone I'm 18 years older was in competition with me. Why? I mean, I know why, but you know what I'm saying. Why? You have the pick of the litter. You have the world to go, and you've done it, but you want to linger around and compete with me. I'm the only competition I have is with myself. I'm not competing with anybody, because I've done all of that, which is why it took 2 years. And I taught your ex-husband, probably stuff you didn't teach him. That's why he lingered around. One of the reasons why. So I'm not in competition with anybody. But I wanted you all to just listen and be mindful. Love your spouses, because as I said, women cheat too. But also be mindful. I have a friend that told me, she's like, not even a cousin, a female cousin, can come over my house. So I just found that reminder funny, because you really have to be mindful of what's around you and what's on their mind and what may be on your person's mind, to make that cheating possible, or that moment possible, however brief. So to the ex-wife, I still say thank you, because so much could have gone wrong because other parties started entering. Because think about it, this one is scoring that one is scoring this one, and then you're scoring them, and then probably, who knows, thank you Jesus, didn't bring that to me. It could have been HIV or any other STDs, because we don't know who's cheating on who. You think you only have that person have others. So to the ex-wife, I still say thank you. So I would love your feedback. But as for now, listen to a 3-Ring Circus on audio or paperback. It's a journal. It's my journal, how I felt at a particular day. And it has dates, it has Bible verses that help me along, and I can't forget God. God kept me through all of this because it was tough. That circus was real. 3/10. Me, the ex-wife, and the side piece. And here's the ringmaster. Anyway, thank you for watching this episode. Bye-bye.